Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and you are listening to the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast, ladies and gentlemen, in one, two, three galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves. We are coming to you live today. Today is June the 7th, 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? Now, ladies and gents, we are going to close this week out with a fun episode. And before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say, I want to give a shout out to Jeff Hutchison, who sent me a nice email. He was saying that he listened to the Wednesday's episode and it helped him out. So we appreciate the email at Jeff. And if you, ladies and gentlemen, would like to email the show, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, you can always email me at tony@tonyrizano.com. That's tony@tonyrizano.com. Ladies and gentlemen, the point of this show is to help you out. So let us know. Hopefully we are doing that. Now, today, ladies and gentlemen, we have something very important to talk about. I hope you are before I get started. I just want to I'm sitting in my office here, and I was looking at I have some books that I need to sell, but because I have a lot more books that I want to buy. But I hope you are reading and keeping up with things. I know they say reading is fundamental, but one thing that will help you when it comes to like writing and creating content and all that kind of stuff is reading books, because you get a lot of information, you get a lot of knowledge, and you see how you write. If you ever want to write a book, if you read a book, then you see how certain books are structured, like fiction books, nonfiction, biographies. You know how they how you see how they lay things out, and you could take examples of that, and then you could start working how you write, and you can start tweaking and writing to that kind of, not to say that you have to copy people, step by step, but you want to if you read a book and you really like the book and you see how it's laid out, you see how it's structured. Sometimes you can take notes, sometimes you can learn. It never hurts to learn from a book that you read. It never hurts to learn from something that you listen to. It never hurts to learn from something that you watch. So be reading plenty of books, because books are helpful, books are informational, and you never know where you never know where you will get that nugget from. Okay, that information, and you're like, boom. Because this week I listen, and I'll say that because this week I read a book. I reread a book from Dan Kennedy about time management, and I have been very productive. I have, very productive this week. I've written some poetry. I've written a couple stories. Of course, we crank out podcasts, and so there's always got to be more. You always want to. It's like you make a cake. You make a 2-tier layer cake. You want to build the bottom. Then you want to build on top of it. Then you want to build on top of it. And on top. And on top. And on top. And on top. And so you want to build more and more, because listen, you always want to have enough. You always want to have enough. It's like you go to Walmart. You can get your prescription pills at Walmart. You can get your clothes at Walmart. You can eat at Walmart. You go to Costco. You can buy a hot dog at Costco while you walk around and shop for toilet paper, while you shop around for, crab cakes or whatever. You go to Disney. You can eat at Disney. You can sleep at Disney. You can ride parks. You can go see animals. You can go see Mickey Mouse. You can go see the whole nine. So you want to have say you have an online store. You want to have an online store where you have products that you say, hey, here we are. Not that you want to. Now sometimes you do not want to have a store. Sometimes you do not want to have a website where You have everything out and just out in the open. Sometimes you want to say, hey, click opt in, you know, and we will take it from there. Some one step at a time. Sometimes you don't want to have because sometimes you lay stuff out and you say we have 1,000 books. Pick a book, and they will not pick a book because they will be like, it's 1,000 books. What do I pick? What do I pick from? I don't know if you know this. I remember when I was a kid. One thing that was easy peasy when I was like 6 or 7. There was not that many. There was not a lot of well, especially in my house. There was not many options when it came to cable. I don't think we had cable when I was 6 or 7. I remember there was CBS, there was NBC, there was ABC, and then sometimes we would do the little antenna thing, because we still have 1985. I think my parents, they still had a black and white TV. I think I was like 8 or 9, and then we got color. But kindergarten, first grade, I clearly remember we had black and white TV. So we would do the little rabbit ears. And what I'm saying is there was not a lot of options. And then I remember when I got older, we got cable. It got to be a little harder because it's more options. And sometimes when you give people more options, you give them a tougher time to pick from what they want. Okay? So be careful about that when you build a website. Be careful. You do not want to be like, here's everything I got. It's all laid out for you. Take what you want. Pick what you want. Sometimes it does not always work because they will say, there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff. And in today's age, where you have to take people by the hand more than ever before, I'm telling you, you have to take people by the hand more than ever before. Take them by the hand. Say, come on, sunshine. Come on, cupcake. Come on, lollipop. Whatever you want to say. I'm joking around about those terms, but you understand what I'm saying. Take them by the hand and say, here's the opt-in page. Boom. Sign you, put your email in or your phone number, your address, whatever kind of information you want. Put that in. Boom. Next page. Here we are. Take this free report. Take this free book. Take whatever. This, you might want to charge $1. Take that. Boom. Now read that. And then come back tomorrow. And we're going to have something else. And then you might have another program for them. And you might want to do that. And then you do that. And then you do that. You do not want to, say, here's everything, bucko, have at it. Because as I told you, sometimes, the paralysis by analysis, sometimes they creeps in with people. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about something very important. Although we have already talked about important stuff, but today we are going to talk about you, and we are going to talk about having a well thought out plan when it comes to financing this business of yours. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of books, I read a book one time by the great Gene Simmons. It was a very good book. I haven't listened to it. Gene Simmons was in a group called Kiss. I don't know if you might not know that. You might know that, but I've never listened to a Gene Simmons song. I don't know any Kiss music. I'm pretty sure I've heard it, but it doesn't compute in my mind. It's not Smokey Robinson, so that's neither here nor there. I'm sure Gene Simmons has a lot of great songs, but he's no Willie Nelson in my book, but he's still great. But he wrote a great book called Me Inc., and you should check it out. And he just talks about business, and he talks about how he never takes from he might take the money and put it into a in one business, but he never goes back and dips into another business to fund that business. And you want to you can learn a lot from that. You can learn a lot from Gene Simmons when it comes to the financial aspect of things, because Kiss sells everything from t-shirts to hats to cups to mugs. So they have a lot of entities. They have a lot of businesses, and so you want to get to the point where your business is funding itself. And what do I mean by that? I have a YouTube channel. Okay, let's say we have a YouTube channel, and let's say we are gonna start shooting videos, okay? And we're gonna start shooting videos, and we're gonna start uploading the videos. And I have a camera. I have a I have a Canon M750, whatever you want to call it, okay? And so I want to get to the point where I shoot enough videos using the camera that I already bought. I'm not gonna go buy more equipment. I'm not gonna buy more camera equipment until we start generating enough money from the YouTube channel that we can say, hey, all right, YouTube is picking up steam. We are getting advertising dollars. We are getting email names. We are doing all this stuff. We are making money from YouTube. And so now the money we make from YouTube, we can put that back into the business. I'm not going to go take the money from the trucking business and be like, you know what, we need to buy a camera because YouTube needs a camera. No, we are going to let the camera, we are going to let the camera and we're going to let the YouTube channel start paying for some of its own equipment. And so you want to make a stand. You want to make a point of this, make a note. Now this is not, I am not a financial expert. I am not Susie Orman. I am not Dave Ramsey. But I am a guy that knows about juggling money. I know about juggling money. And trust me, sometimes when you have less of it, you do not want to get to the point where one of the worst mistakes that you can make is definitely trying to pay for everything through like whatever income you are making. Let's say you have a job, and you're doing okay, and then you start trying to buy all these computers, all these cameras, all these knickknacks for another business. You do not want to buy something, make sure it's not that expensive. Use it use it all the way, and then use it up. Get some traction, get some real traction going. Make sure that you are going to actually use the thing, and then figure out, say, hey, now how can we fund this business? How can we make more money to fund this business? You want to get to that point. You do not want to be like, hey, I'm making money over here. Let me take this money and go buy a $2,000 computer, and you're never going to use the $2,000 computer, because you can never get that $2,000 back, because you're going to tell yourself, man, eventually I'm going to use that $2,000 computer, and we both know you're not going to use that. You're not going to use the $2,000 computer for what it's worth. Whenever you're just spending the money out of your own pocket, when you fund the money, if you fund it from a business that you're running and you start making some money, and you're like, all right, we're making some money, we're picking up some steam, then you will feel like, all right, I've been using this stuff. It's just like this podcast equipment. I have podcast equipment. I bought this microphone. I will tell you, I bought this microphone probably 10 years ago. And I remember to this day, I said, man, I bought a microphone 10 years ago. And one day I was doing a podcast and I was using my $20 microphone, and it finally dawned on me. And I said, I don't have to use the $20 microphone no more, because the $20 microphone broke. But I made probably, at this point, when I first started the podcast, you could do like a commercial anchor, and then they would pay you money, so they was paying me. So I got my $20 worth out of the microphone. It broke, and then I finally cracked open the other microphone that I don't know if I bought it, I don't know if I got it from somebody or what, but I broke it out, and I said, you know what, we're going to use this microphone, and we're going to use this microphone until this microphone completely breaks, and then I'm going to put more money, generate more money from the business, and we're going to take the money we generate from the business and we're going to plump it into a better microphone, a better setup, a better layout. And that's just the way. That's just something that you want to do, because then you understand, like, price point, what you need to do, how you need to do it, and you become more, you get more focused, and you get more out of the stuff that you buy. You get more use out of the stuff that you're going to use, because if you just have extra money laying around and you're like, hey, I'm thinking about doing XYZ. No, 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 no. It's normally does not work, because you just like, you have the attitude of, I bought it, I might use it, I can use it, I might use it, I might use it. But when you fund money from your business and you say, I need to buy a new microphone, I need to buy a new this, I need to buy a new that, you're damn sure gonna use it. You're not gonna waste it. When you have a business, you do not want to waste money. You do not want to piss money away. That is one of the things that people, because when you start playing around with stuff, you treat it like a hobby. But when you say, hey, this is a business, let's treat it like a business, and let's put the money that we are using, put the money that we're making back into the business, then you're investing. You're investing your time, you're investing your money, you're investing your sweat, the hard work that you're putting in, okay? You do not want to be frivolous. You do not want to be carefree about things when it comes to business. You want to be, hey, how can we make the most use out of the stuff that we buy from our business? That's the attitude you want to have, okay? And so, ladies and gentlemen, don't mess around when it comes to your business. Do not mess around. Do not just buy stuff to buy stuff. Take buy something. Of course, do make money extra. I remember I drove. I needed something. I needed something in this line of podcast at one time. I needed something, and I drove. I drove Lyft like one night, couple nights. I drove Lyft. I needed like it was something like $100 maybe, and I didn't want to spend the money I was making, from truck driving. I didn't want to sacrifice that. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna drive some Lyft. I'm gonna do some lifting. And I did some Lyft, made the bucks, took the $100 and applied it, got it, and used it. And it worked. I was able to make some money from it, and it helped out. And ladies and gents, that's what you need to do. Don't a lot of times, a lot of times where we get in the crosshairs of life, where we get into the we just take things, we don't take things seriously. um I know I like to joke around, I like to laugh, and I like to giggle like the rest of you. But when it comes to this, when it comes to podcasting, when it comes to making money for myself, making money online, creating the business, creating the websites, doing the YouTube, all that, the podcast and the content creation. I'm very serious about that, and I think you should be serious as well, because you treat it like a business. You treat it more and more like a business instead of a hobby. The better off you will be. And now, I know I ain't your daddy, but I'm just trying to help you out. All right. So I appreciate each and every one of you for listening. We will be back on Monday with an all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. Everybody say a little prayer for me. Let's have this website up and running by Monday, okay? But ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We'll be back on Monday with all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, always email the show, Tony@TonyRizzano.com. And go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to get to 100 people on the YouTube channel, and I want you to be one of them, okay? 100 people by June. We have 80-something more people to go. So please help me out, all right? And so, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. We'll be back on Monday with all new episode. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. God bless. And as always, everybody, peace.